Let's go, Wylson. This guy cut weight, 30 pounds. This guy's looking good.
Man, I cut one. Thank you, man. Thank you. You look good too with your greasy ass arm.
Yeah, no. This is tattoo goop.
I see it.
Tattoo goop.
Let me see the tattoo.
Yo, so
also it was a big W. That stands for Wilson.
No, that's a Wonka.
I just ruined this whole tattoo.
That's forever gonna be Wilson on your fucking arm now. Oh
I
man,
appreciate you very much as a friend as well.
I'm gonna run this joke into the ground.
You got all right.
Can I just tell y'all how good it is to see y'all and to like hear y'all in the headphones, but like the right way, not through Zoom. Yo. Like,
oh yeah, not from the live from the kitchen table.
Oh my God, yo. But all right,
we're missing one though.
Yeah, we're missing one. We're missing a few people. Like it's just us. We're just here. But before we go, Grassroots Pod, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, be notified for our latest to the greatest episodes. I am one of the hosts of this lovely, lovely show, Brandon Killabh Hall.
I am the regular Nas, back in the flesh.
I am Wilson.
We're taking off the bandana, getting loose.
He's taking off the bandana. E is out. Yeah. Chris is out. Matt, everyone's out. We're just here. There's no one here in WeWork. Like, we just chilling.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling? I know we talk, but like,
I needed this, man.
Right.
It was a stressful weekend at work, but
yeah.
It's good to be back here, man.
Yeah.
Some familiar faces.
Did it feel weird? Well, it felt weird for me walking up here. I was looking at the room, looking at everything, like, oh my God.
You know what I was thinking? This is like a video game when like the zombies take over, the apocalypse happens.
Oh yeah,
because you drive through Manhattan and everything's all boarded up. It's not as crowded as it was.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
And then I just saw some lady's shoe by the bathroom, just sitting up there. Just one shoe, mad random.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Wilson?
I feel great.
Okay. All right, man of many words.
No pandemic hold me down.
You said never mind.
I said it right. Pandemic.
I know it's the way you said it.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I almost messed it up.
Peter Pandemic.
But hold on. Before we get into the show, we got to pay our respects. So Sharecropper, who survived the brutal beating by police during a landmark in 1965 march in Selma, Alabama, to become a towering figure of the civil rights movement and a longtime U.S. congressman, has died after a 6 months battle with cancer. That man was John Robert Lewis. So we definitely want to pay our respects to the Lewis family, all of his constituents. The void that man someone would have to fill, I guess, from what he's done from all these years and just everything. It's obviously very powerful and impactful, but I think he served his purpose, and I think again, when people like that go, it'll shift the world a little bit differently. I hope so. Definitely respect and love to that gentleman, and RIP to him.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you.
Peace, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your contribution and sacrifice. I appreciate it.
Definitely. All right. Let's get to the shits. Where do we want to start? There's a lot of crazy shit happening. We can start with the Redskins. We could start with...
Whoa.
What? Wait.
That name is no longer acceptable, Mr. Hall.
Well, I mean, we could talk.
Washington's professional football team.
All right. Well, you start. Let's open it up. Let's start with that.
Well, Dan Snyder went back on his word. He said he would never, ever, and he said, put that in capitals.
He said capitals.
Ever change that name, but he did.
Yeah.
Because FedEx and Nike said, we're not doing it. We're not playing that game.
Yeah.
So when the money stops, we say, you know what? I think we can change the name. I think we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Then, on top of that, 15 women came out and said, that was an unsafe and uncomfortable working environment. 15 from 2006 to 2019, I believe. That's a long time to be harassed. It's over, man. It's over.
So what do you think is going to happen with this, honestly? Like, I feel like, and it's going to sound crazy, but I feel like this is good timing for it to happen just because there's so many, like, bad things happening in the world that people aren't really paying this much attention to it. You get what I'm saying? Like, most people are talking about the Redskins name changing. They're not really talking about a lot of these other things that are happening, all these other allegations. So, I mean, like, do you think this is going to, again, put the NFL back in a bad spot where they've been trying to build out of it and trying to, and meaning in a bad spot, like if the NFL doesn't respond accordingly to these allegations, however they see fit, do you think that that's going to put them in a bad spot?
I don't think so. The NFL's been pretty Teflon up until now, kind of, man.
Still
Like,
Teflon.
Yeah, like everything that they're going through
with
now, they kind of already been going through. You know, like players
Yeah.
abusing women.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, people demanding a name change and all that. But you know, I'm just glad that they're finally changing the name. That's a mark of progress.
yeah,
for sure.
It is.
Those riots were serious. Man.
I think. Well, yeah, but I mean that's something else. I think at some point though, you got to, from a company perspective, you have to start to do that regardless. Like, let's say even if the Redskins didn't want to change the name because of the climate that we're in, they have to change the name.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's too much going on for you to be like, oh well, no, we're not. This has been
Yeah, they
the
changed
franchise
it to the Warriors.
Yeah, this has been the franchise for years, and it's like, no, fam, no, you can't just keep walking around with this name and or what's going on in those locker rooms and or in the offices. Like, that's a lot. I just wonder like how deep it'll go, because I feel like when shit like this starts to happen, where there's like multiple allegations that come out, more and more allegations come out, to where it's like, you start hearing crazy stories about people. So
Well,
don't know.
you got to see how much did Dan Snyder actually know, right?
yeah,
Because that's going to be his. You know, if the owner's going to go, you know what, it's too much heat. How much did you know? How much were you aware of what was happening in your organization? Is going to determine whether or not we're going to make you sell.
Have
Yeah.
any stories come out yet?
No,
Any
not.
cra-
Well, the only
Oh.
story that came out was that there were 15 women who said, like, listen, this happened to all of us. There's always been rumors that
Yeah, but-
he used cheerleaders as escorts to recruit players.
Yeah.
Well, not he,
Oh,
but when
wow.
I say
But
he, I mean he as in the
The
organization.
organization, whomever that may be,
Yeah.
person head of that.
So
But
the
that's
cheerleaders
that's the alleged.
didn't want to do that.
Well, I mean I think that's
Well, that's an ethical question.
yeah, that's
When
that's
it-
a yeah, that's
Kinda
an
matters a little bit.
Well, it does matter, but I'm sorry, Brandon.
No, go
ahead.
ahead, go.
It's an ethical question. It's like that's not what they're there for. That's
Oh yeah, definitely not.
And that's how the organization is. Whether or not she wanted to do it or she didn't want to do it. And I wish we had E here to kind of get a woman's perspective. That's not what they're here. They're here to boost morale in
Yeah.
the stadium and do whatever community service that their job requires around the DC area.
Of course.
Not.
Now, now, if they were forced in some way to do it,
That's different.
or coerced
different.
to do it,
That's
that's
Well,
horrible.
hold on.
But,
Well, hold
but,
on, hold on.
but we're looking at it like they're cheerleaders turned escorts. What if some of them were escorts turned cheerleaders?
no.
I don't know.
Yeah, but no, not that. I'm not.
I'm just saying
that.
I need more of the story.
Yeah, I know.
You don't really need
details.
more of the story. What you need to know is that they work for an organization. They want to keep their jobs. They like their jobs. And yeah, if that culture is being built where it's like, hey, if you want to continue to be a cheerleader for the Washington Redskins,
Yeah, you see, that's-
you got to go and maybe get muddy. I don't know what that looks like.
Now
but,
that's terrible.
Flat out.
But it happens in corporate America. Just like I see it every day where people sell their souls doing shit to get ahead or you know what I'm saying? Like you how many times you hear in organizations where you've worked at where it's like, oh, that person slept with this person to get to the top. You know those little stupid corporate rumors and shit. Some of them are true, some of them are false. You don't know, but
Yeah.
that culture normally happens just in business and in corporate America. I think with this particular situation, it's tricky because again, you have cheerleaders or whatever, and you have them allegedly being forced or whatever the case may be. You don't know what the circumstances are with the culture. That's why you gotta.
Yeah.
You just never know what's happening.
It's not a good look, man.
Yeah, at the
because
end of the day, it's not a good look at all.
Which would be really risky because it's in what is it in their handbook, like cheerleaders and players can't fraternize.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I mean,
no.
but that's, if you got to look at it from a perspective, cheerleaders have always been fighting to get union, get more pay. They've always been, like, the sick time was all messed up. So they've already been marginalized as the bottom rung of the organization. And on top of that, you're going to pull me in the office and go, listen, John Smith, the D tackle, is coming to visit us. The organization would appreciate if you took him out for a night on the town.
That's what I was thinking.
And showed him a good.
Show them a good time.
That's a terrible proposition for a cheerleader because
Yeah,
now
that's
you're
horrible.
only working 1 or 2 years. And you want to make sure I got to secure that check because I got whatever bills behind me.
Fam, that's a horrible deal.
Yeah.
That's a bad deal for multiple reasons. Because I feel like once you even start to get into that life of having to do whatever it is that encompasses that, you are now locked in. It's almost like stripping. Like it's almost like when most women that start to strip, they need money, or they do it for whatever their reason is. Maybe it could be whatever. But
They like to
once,
dance.
yeah, but once you get into that life and you see that money, you're not going to be so quick to just say, oh no, I'm going to go with my moral compass and not do certain things. Like that's where you start to kind of compromise yourself and start to navigate a little bit differently. I just think I want to hear more of the stories.
Yeah.
That's what I need to hear. I need to hear.
That's what I need.
The particulars.
Like, yeah, because we could bounce off all day of what it could be, these different hypotheticals, but without any concrete information and knowing exactly what happened and what transpired. For all we know, this could be one big lie, or it could be a bigger thing than what we even could imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We thinking it's like 4 or 5 cheerleaders. It could be
the whole squad.
Yeah, it could be the whole squad. It could be the whole squad, and then it could be it could be 2 other football organizations. They were part of it too. They helped us get it going. This is one big pyramid scheme.
Yo.
Like you just never know what it is.
Yo, fam, if I'm like another owner, one of the other 31, I'm looking at Dan like, yo,
you
fam.
better take the heat for this one.
dog, you gotta go.
Yeah, listen,
You gotta go.
It's either
bro.
us or you, and it
You
ain't
gotta
gonna
take
be
this
us.
severance package. Go find. Yo,
Yeah.
you got minority owners that's already selling part of the franchise. Like, yo, man, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with this. I
Yeah.
already know what's
Yeah.
coming down the pipeline. I'm good.
This is gonna get nasty though.
But yeah, that's it. Back to the original thing. They're changing their name to the Warriors. They have a little trademark.
The Washington Warriors.
Yeah, a little
That
trademark.
has a nice ring to it though. I ain't gonna
Trademark legal
Wow.
situation going on because one dude trademarked like 44 Washington names.
Yeah.
Like the Red Tails, the Red Hawks, the Red Lions.
Did he do the Red Wolves?
I think so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but that is a hard name. The Washington Red
Love
Wolves.
that one.
lie. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, but I think it is going to go with the Warriors. I know a lot of people wanted, from what I saw on Twitter, the Red Tails.
Yeah, I saw the Red Tails thing. I thought for some reason I thought of DuckTales. I don't know
No,
why.
that's the, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Airmen. The
Tuskegee Airmen.
I want to, so it's black.
Think it
Red
was,
Tails.
yeah.
It is. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is. But what I'm saying is that they're not gonna do that.
Well, no, because you're going to exclude.
That's why they wouldn't
large
do
part
it.
of your-
That's why they wouldn't do it. Not for the cultural perspective, but they're not going to do that just because again it puts them in a box. They're not. They would never do
No,
that.
it's the Warriors.
That's what I'm saying. They would never do
It's
that.
the Washington Warriors.
The Warriors, I think, sounds good. I can already kind of do a mock-up of a new jersey in my head.
Hey.
Hey, what happened to the light?
There
All right,
we
we're
go.
back.
We're back, people. I got it. I got it,
So we
show.
gotta move
I
on.
got it.
I got it, show. You saved the show. Yeah, so I don't know. That should be interesting. But all right, let's get into some other interesting details. Nick Cannon,
Yo.
Viacom. Where do you stand?
Wilson, you want to start this off? No.
You
good.
start. Yeah, you start. You started off. You
I
started.
saw you take the deep breath.
Yeah, he took a deep breath. We never know. Where
I want to hear your opinion. Just don't beat me up yet. No, hold on. Nick Cannon, you signed a contract.
Hold on. Give some context to the viewership.
He was on his podcast, started talking greasy about a certain ethnic group, a certain religious group, and a certain racial group. And he said the people that lack melanin are less than. And he said he claimed that one religious group controlled or was the cause of most of the world's problems. And that's just me cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's my issue, right? You have a young lady that's not black that's on your show. You have several gentlemen that's on your show that's not black that work for you. When you start making claims that other people are less than simply because they lack melanin, nobody had a choice before we were born of how we're going to come out.
Yeah.
And how do you sit there and tell those people that work for you, who you've broken bread with, you've shared laughs with, you say you're less than me, and then go back to work and shake their hand?
I mean, all right. So here's my thing, right? I get what you're saying, and that's super, super, super important. I agree. I just think Nick has built up enough credibility to where you kind of know where his values lie, right? Like, I feel like he's one of those people that, yeah, he made that horrible statement, but he did employ white folks. He did employ black folks. He did employ Asian people. Like, he has a wide variety of people. Even the Wild 'N Out girls, they're all a wide variety of women.
Right.
So, all from different ethnicities. I say all that to say, I think that his messaging was trying to make black people more superior. I just think the execution piece and how he delivered that message was horrendous. Like you not only see, because it's tricky, right? Like it's tricky.
Well,
he's fighting the good fight, but it's like the way he went about fighting the good fight, I think is where I think he's finally seeing it now, right? Like he's like originally his stance was, well, yo, look, like I don't care, like I'm telling y'all how I feel, and I'm standing up for my people, and I get it. But that's what I keep saying about this whole situation and this whole race thing, right? It's the fact that you now have these moments where it's one thing where you have this great person that we've all been rooting for, right? Like we've been rooting for him with Dr. Sebi, with all that he's been doing with these talkbacks, with these moments of checking people on this, just their agendas, right, and what their focus is. And I think number one, we lose sight of him just being passionate and maybe losing himself. Everyone has lost himself throughout this pandemic and done something reckless, irresponsible, said something reckless, irresponsible. I think we just have to get out of the space of condemning people the way that we do. Like you now have this man on social media saying, yo, listen, I take full accountability for my actions and for verbalizing something that hurt a wide variety of people, right? That's big for someone to take ownership. Like, for me, ownership is important. If you can't take ownership, then we have nothing to talk about. So that's step number one for me. But then to see people kill him for taking ownership, for apologizing for hurting a wide variety of people, when us as a people, that's what we fight for every day. Do you dig what I'm saying? Like, we're killing Nick Cannon for apologizing for hurting people when we fight every day for us being hurt for when things are said to us. So I just look at this differently. I look at someone being so passionate about a bunch of things happening and wanting to make a change, and you're looking at someone that's frustrated. I don't think Nick Cannon is a racist. I don't think Nick Cannon is a colorist. And maybe he is. I don't know the guy. I've never met him. I'm just saying, outside looking in through my lens, I see someone that was passionate and just got a little rambunctious and did too much to where he lost control of his emotions, I think. And he took ownership of it. But the fact that he's getting killed for it, that I can't do, because I'm big on rehabilitation. I'm big on, like, the moment someone takes ownership, like, all right, that's the first step. Like, I could see if Nick Cannon was still online today talking about some, I don't care, and I stand by all these things I said, and blah, 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 blah. Then it's like, ooh, Nick, chill. Like, relax. That's not the fight. Like, chill. Yeah. But you have him, it wasn't even 24 hours. He said, yo, look, I'm taking a break from this. I want to apologize. And then he said, no, I'm taking a break from radio. Y'all are killing me. Y'all can have this world now. Because now, if I'm him, I'm confused. Like, I'm apologizing. I want to even go and have some conversations with some people. I want to make a real change. I thought that his message of change in his response on Twitter, I thought it was genuine. I was like, wow, like, that's how you're supposed to do it. When you get caught up in doing something like that, or just things happen, at least take ownership and take the right steps, and he still gets killed. So it's like, what do? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Nick Cannon he's one of those brothers that kind of operates under the I'm enlightened, kind of theme. And you could say certain things and people wouldn't look at you like you're a racist, because to some people, black people can't be racist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just that right now, saying it right now is the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He may not have anything personal against white people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he's one of those brothers. We all know those types of brothers, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They say some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with someone the other day. I said, in this climate, it's all about the execution of how you're trying to deliver a message. Yeah. And I was like, there's certain people, and I think that this could be in any race, creed, or whatever, where, like, for me, being black, there's certain black people that I speak to where they're so black where it's like, fam, chill. Like,
turn it down.
Yeah, like, turn it down a little. We don't have to make everything about race, and
even when they're speaking the truth.
Yeah, but even when they're speaking,
things they say are true.
Yeah, even if what they're saying is true, it's just about your approach. It's just about how even you're thinking on how you're approaching the topic. This is such a layered topic. The topic of race, the topic of even melanin and all these different things. Like when you really get into it, there's layers to it. I don't think this is something that, you can just wake up and be like, oh no, this is how it's supposed to be. And all while, again, dealing with 2 pandemics. 2. So again, this for me, a lot of these things are weird. I mean, even, and we're not going to talk about Kanye, but even this, like people are killing Kanye for running and doing all these things. And while I'm apprehensive, I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm not going to kill the man for trying. It's like, we sit here and as, when you grow up or when you're growing up, it's instilled in you to go out and achieve something, right? Like, that speech that you get when you graduate, you can be anything you want in this world, and you reach for your, but when it's like when you it's like when you go reach for your dreams, and when you try to go and do it, you get crucified for it.
Listen, man, the thing with Nick, man, he stopped so much, and this is why it's so important to understand your role as a leader. Mm-hmm. And why everybody's not meant to lead. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm just giving an overall context. Yeah. You talk about black empowerment and supporting kings and queens. Mm-hmm. Because of your words and the words that you chose, you stopped at least 15 to 20 people from eating that you pulled out from wherever they were, gave them a nice lucrative bag. And behind them were at least 3 or 4 other people that they were helping.
Yeah.
But because of your actions in a way you could not convey what you were actually trying to say, you messed up. Everybody got messed up.
Oh, yeah. It's a domino effect at that
And everybody
point.
goes, well, Viacom stopped him because he was telling the truth and he was whoop-de-whoop. I don't agree with his truth, but that's the moral sword that you're going to die on?
Yeah.
You just stopped at least 50 to 60 people from bettering their lives because of you, with the progress that you made.
But that's the thing. Again, we go back to ownership. He said something wrong. He tried to stand on it and then got educated and then said, hey, let me take a step back. I'm misinformed. I need to go get a little bit more information from this culture of people that I affected and then some. I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna make a change. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying.
It's kind of hard to walk back.
No, it's not.
All the wickedness in the world is because of you.
Yeah, listen,
you can't really walk that back.
And
you can walk it back.
No,
Everyone has done that, and that's where I can't.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you get.
Yo,
I'm gonna let you
it's
get
like
this.
you condemn someone for the rest of their lives for making a fucking mistake.
No, it's not the rest of your life. But
no, I'm not saying he should be condemned for the rest of his life. But you can't tell somebody, oh, you're responsible for all the wickedness in the world. And
no, yeah, I agree.
And
be like, oh, well, let me study you.
Yeah. To agree with
what made you say it in the first place? The past?
No, maybe it was angry.
What's going to change about the past?
Maybe he was watching the news and saw someone else have a knee in their throat and got enraged. That's what I'm saying. Like this is different from anything else that we've ever dealt with. This isn't the normal like a Rodney King situation. This isn't one of those situations that happens where.
Yeah, but the things that he said have been the rhetoric of certain brothers.
I understand,
you know
but the difference is
whether
that,
they're right or wrong.
Yeah, the difference is, and this is the I wouldn't say problem, but this is where he approached it differently, is that Nick is not one of those regular guys.
Yeah, but Nick is the problem.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Nick is one of those people that has access. He has a platform. He has wherewithal.
Influence.
He's seasoned. He has influence, right? He is seasoned enough to be able to, I wouldn't say mask, but curb it a little bit. Because he knows on a greater level how that could impact a bunch of people, and that's all I'm saying. I'm all for him feeling however he feels. I want people to feel how they feel, whatever. But get some context, then get some information, and then go make that statement, whatever that statement looks like. So yeah, I'm not up in arms about it. Do I think it's crazy? Yeah, I'm surprised he said it. I'm surprised that he stood on it.
I'm not surprised he said that. Have you watched?
Yeah, no.
NBC?
No, what I'm saying is I'm surprised he said it the way that he said it.
Why?
I'm not at all.
That's how. Listen,
I'm surprised that he wasn't in that moment smart enough to know that this isn't the time to say.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying let me clarify. I'm not saying that I'm surprised that he actually said that shit. No. I'm saying that right now? Why would you say that now?
He shouldn't have said it at all. At any
obviously,
time.
obviously, but we're saying
Especially right now.
Yeah, but we talking about someone that already at that point had their mind made up, felt a way about it and wanted to address it. So he was going to address it regardless. What I'm saying is, to Wilson's point, fam, now you waited right this second to do that. It's just bad timing. It's nasty. Ew.
Yeah, the original man argument isn't.
Isn't
for right now.
Yeah, it wasn't for right now. Like, and that's the thing. Like, how did
we finally got the silent people are finally fighting.
Well, I mean, even with that, I'm happy the silent people are fighting, but I feel like there's still much more to do in the race space, and there's so many different intricacies with it, right? Like even how you have conversations and/or how you have nonverbal conversations in this climate. I just feel like it's a sensitive time across the board, and to your point, it was just bad timing. It's just bad timing. There's no other way to describe it. Like, I just wonder what happens from here, because now it now put him in a space of, all right, well, I made a mistake. I'm trying to clean it up and help, and now you guys are condemning me. I don't want to have anything to do with the world, from what he said. So it's like
you can make statements like that when you got millions of dollars in the bank. You can withdraw from the world, from the entertainment world, from the circus that is Hollywood. Yeah, that's easy to do when you got over $10 million in the bank.
And what, to be able to just withdraw?
Yeah, that's a luxury. That's a class thing. That's a class thing. That's a luxury that only he can afford to do. The people that's under him can't afford to do that. The people that worked on Wild 'N Out can't afford to withdraw for however long. Mm-hmm. Now all those people are looking for their next job, their next check. Mm-hmm. But I still take issue with now he's demanding. I don't know if he actually demanded it or they worded it on the meme, demanding his show. Excuse me, when you sign a contract, do you not read it? Does it not say that Viacom owns such and such until this date, or until this is fulfilled, until these parameters are met, until these requirements are met, until these escalators are hit?
Yeah, but if he's let go, then I would need to know what's the clause. That's the difference.
That's on you. You can't just go, I'm gonna take it to the court of public opinion and demand my show.
Well, no, I don't see. That's the other thing. I don't know if he was demanding it like in the court of public opinion to be like, oh yeah, I want my show is back, or it's mine, or whatever. Or was he blanketly saying like, oh no, I want my show back, meaning like I'm gonna go get it. I already know it's mine. I just got to go through the process. Like I don't know what that looks like, but I would like to think that there was some sort of contingency there that where he brought the show, to Viacom and whatever case may be, that he was smart enough to retain some sort of ownership of it.
And I'm pretty sure
there's got to be something there for him to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm pretty sure Viacom has an ethical clause.
Well, that's my other thing too. That's my only other thing, because this 100% breaks their credo as far as like their board and what they stand for.
The fine print.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm curious about, is to know, even though technically, I think it would be a breach of contract on his end, which means that I don't know if the contract would mean for him, like, okay, hey, you can retain, 25% of the company, whatever they agreed on, unless you break the code.
So they're talking crazy.
Yeah, if you break the code of ethics, then you lose it. I wonder if that's the case for his.
And I'm pretty sure they threw that in there when they renegotiated after he was let go.
Yeah.
Was it not America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
Well, that was the show he was on, right? That they told him like, yo, you could kick rocks.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna even guess.
That's the one.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Viacom said, yeah, you know what? Hey, Nick, you want to call your attorney and we're gonna hash out a couple of the details.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You figure from the first situation, you would think that he would have some sort of contingency. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know whether he said that blanketly, like, oh no, I'm gonna go get my show, or it's like, oh no, give me my show back. Like he was talking crazy, like, no, the show is mine.
Yeah, and where's the next Bob Johnson at too? No, for real. Like I saw, and shout out to Diddy for even stepping up. However, you're $600-700 million in. Master P is $600-700 million in.
For what? What do you mean?
Just their net worth. Why can't they create their own network?
Because, man, you know,
I know I'm just the layman. I'm on the outside. I know the intricacies of the business.
It's not that simple. Everyone wants to do this whole big powwow of, you know, go build Wakanda and all this other crazy stuff. Like, I get it, right?
It's bigger than money.
Yeah, this is
ego.
This is propaganda. This is propaganda. This is the boys' club, but a different type of boys' club. People that work in corporate offices, they know what I'm talking about. This is a different monster. They're not gonna just give people like Puff that have access and have the money to back it the access to do it.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, did not Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas buy a radio station in the Midwest in the 80s? Did not Bob Johnson start BET in the 80s?
But again, times were different, number one. Number two, we are in the stage where people like us have a little bit more power than what we once did. This is also the reason why this is one of the biggest revolutionary stands in history at this point.
Well, did not the brother just buy the Weather Channel? I forgot that brother's name. Well, it's escaping me right now. Ooh. But he bought the Weather Channel when nobody wanted the Weather Channel and turned that into a profit.
Well,
where you say it's the all boys club, okay, then we need to make our own club.
Oh no!
And we have the financial backing in the community. This is where I don't understand when people beg to sit at somebody else's table just to sit at the table. This is what Malcolm was talking about. You begging just to sit at the table.
Yeah.
Just because you sit at the table doesn't mean you're a diner. A diner eats.
Yeah.
But you're begging just to sit at the table and say you don't. Why are you even in the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want us.
Yeah.
They don't want us there. So let's leave and go somewhere else. But yet I see people still at the Gucci store, still at Louis Vuitton. But you won't give the sister from West Africa or East Africa who's designing her own stuff a chance. You know why? Because their ice is colder. So I'm supposed to just go out and rally behind everybody when y'all don't want to throw your money behind your own people?
Well, see,
it's bigger than money, though.
That's what you took the words right out of my mouth. It's really bigger than money. I got to side with Wylson. Yes,
it's Black Wall Street. It's Black Wall Street on a smaller scale.
I don't want to hear that excuse anymore.
It is.
There's too many millionaires running around here.
Yo, it's
what happened when Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC?
That's what I'm saying. It's millionaires running around trying to do it and getting blocked. They're blatantly getting blocked, and they're trying to say it, but they can't say it just because, again, you're dealing with a different level of business and a different level of savvy, and you're dealing with blackball. You're dealing with a lot of different.
I don't want to hear that, man. Tyler Perry built his own studio in Atlanta.
That's true.
All right, how many Tyler Perrys are there though? That's what I'm saying. Like Tyler Perry is different.
He's creating them, but nobody getting no. He's creating them.
Correct, but the difference is. There's one Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry has done something that most people would dream of that they could do. That's different. Like he is an anomaly. You got to put Tyler up there with like the Jacksons of the world. So, from a production standpoint, he built a whole studio.
So that means that means
but that's a rarity.
It's not a rarity. Sean P. Diddy Combs, Master P can all go to Tyler Perry. And go, yo, I need a studio over here so we can produce Nick's show. You don't think Tyler Perry's going to do that?
I don't know. And the only reason,
but then after that,
and the only reason I say that though, because even though everyone is so pro-black and all this other stuff, I get it, right? At the end of the day,
to produce a show, but then what channel do you put it on?
Yeah,
TV One's not is not black owned?
Yeah, TV One, right? No.
What if he's blacklisted?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm sure you have to factor that in though. Like think about it. Bringing on Nick is a little bit of, it's a liability. It really is at this point. Right this very second, you're not going to see no organization jump out the building and be like, oh, but Nick's free. Outside of Puff, Puff's the only person who's like, yo, if you don't want to come, if they don't want you, come over here. Which he's supposed. That's Puff. He's going to do that, right? Like it's a jewel, but even with it being a jewel, it's still a risk. And even with it being a risk, when you try to go take the necessary steps to go improve it or take it or make it maybe transcend it, to Wylson's point, that's when you meet that ceiling. That's when you meet a ceiling where you're trying to get it. Kanye's talked about it for God knows how long, where he's like, yo, you're trying to go do something. I have money, I have everything, but they won't give me the access. That's what we're fighting for. It's not about money. This is bigger than wealth. This is bigger than anything you could think of. This is about being able to walk into certain rooms, certain offices, have certain conversations with certain people that are door openers. Door openers meaning they are the people that can either change your life or break your life or mold it just because they have the power at this point.
And I'm asking you why we we even going in that building when we can build our own?
Because we're not able to build our own because we're not given the resources to build our own.
I can't accept that.
What you mean you can't accept that?
I can't accept that.
Okay,
it's like let's say they put their money together to build some big huge boat. But then when it comes down to put it in the water, they're like, no, you can't use this water.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry has access to the water in
but
Georgia.
you're talking about Tyler Perry. What's to say Tyler Perry's financial?
Name another Tyler Perry.
That's what I'm saying. But let's say we keep throwing Tyler Perry out there, right? Tyler Perry has been very good with grabbing young black actors, actresses, and bringing them up. There would be, I'm sure, building that big ranch of a studio. I'm sure he took a hit too. I'm sure he probably has to go recoup some money. He's not about to go just, go do something. Like he's not gonna do that right this second. Now, do I agree with you that if that were ever to happen, that would swing the pendulum in a different dynamic? Absolutely. Like, let me be clear. If that ever happened, like Royce was talking about this mad long ago, where he was talking about around Mount Rushmore. He said they had a conversation where him and Puff or whomever had a conversation. They wanted to do the Mount Rushmore thing. They wanted Puff, Hove, all the big guys,
on an actual mountain.
That's what I was thinking. And I'm not even going to front. That was like, when was that?
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yeah,
would it though?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. COVID got y'all messed up, man.
What about that would not be fire?
There's other black musical influences that deserve to be up there.
Over Hove.
Yeah.
Yay.
Jay, are you talking about just music? Are you just talking about music?
Hold on.
Not just
Jackson.
Well, we're not about to go adding Ye to Mount Rushmore. That's going to change this whole conversation.
The Mount
Rushmore. Because I'll leave.
Let's just
black
stick
music.
On that
black
mountain.
music.
I'm aware.
Of black music.
Yeah. What I'm
black
saying
music.
is this. Listen, hold on.
whole
We're about to get off topic. Y'all
Okay.
ain't paying attention.
My fault.
Relax.
How many heads are on Mount
Pay
Rushmore?
attention.
5?
Listen. Wait. Pay attention to what I'm saying.
The education.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. Just stop. That's really bad. Listen, what I'm saying is the Mount Rushmore of the upper echelon of let's say black excellence, right? Of black excellence, them then forming Voltron, and then going to go do whatever it is that they were gonna do. I think I was just looking at something was weird over there. I think. It sounds great in theory.
Sounds awesome.
I just don't know that we'll ever get there just because of that access.
Oh,
that access piece is very, very important. I can't. It's vital. It's really, really vital in every aspect you think of. Jobs. When you're in a job and you're trying to, get a promotion, you need access. So what do? You go shadow. You go follow some people. You go do some studies. You go do some one-on-ones. You go, you know what I'm saying? Like you do shadows. You do a bunch of different things to try to get access to meet people. So then someone can open a door for you, right? It's the same thing. Yeah. It's just that on that level, it's a different level. It's just different.
Yeah. I lean towards it being like a thing where people are getting blocked, because I feel like if it weren't that type of situation, these people would already did that.
Yeah.
No, I think their egos are too big. A lot of people up there, their egos are too big.
But wouldn't that be more of a reason for them to do it if they got big egos to build their own thing?
No, because why?
Because then they got an ego with each other. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the problem. We could all be. Let's say we would be Mount Rushmore, right? But I could have an issue with you, a silent issue. Not even really an issue, right? Because that's the weird thing about this entertainment business. It's not that I have an issue with you, but I have an issue with you because you may have a little bit more access than I have, and I don't really want to help you get that access because then it stifles me. That's how corny this shit is. That's how corny it is.
And there is the Achilles heel.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty out here. It's nasty out here, and that's the problem why we can't really get to the next level. And I feel like that could be with anything. It doesn't have to be with black folks. It could be with white people. It could be with Asian people. I think that's in any shape, form, or fashion. It could be with LGBTQ. It could be in when you don't have that common goal, like as a unit, whatever that component is. It's not going to go where it needs to go, or you're never even going to get to even have that conversation just because you're going to feel inferior for whatever.
So you more so think it's a thing where black people can't put their ego aside once they hit a certain level.
At times, but I don't want to drill it to black people. I think people in general like that. People in general are like that. I'm like it's one of those things where you understand it, but the access and having to try to figure out how to maneuver around it is what makes that vision of even accomplishing something like that. It makes it unfathomable for that reason. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. I mean, we got a few more minutes. This wasn't on the docket. I don't know if we wanted to talk about the Ellen DeGeneres thing. Did y'all see that?
Always trying to bring down my girl Ellen.
Yo, well, no, a bunch of
The people coming out saying bad stuff about her.
Were they let go?
I don't know if they. Well, that's what I said too. But I don't know. Long story short,
she might be an asshole.
Out, well, that's what it said. It came out over the weekend. That
Why can't she?
Ellen DeGeneres. I guess some coworkers, ex-coworkers. I don't know. They pretty much said, employees. They said that the work environment was hostile. They said that she was racist. Said a bunch of things about Ellen DeGeneres. Now, mind you, for me, that's shocking just because I feel like Ellen is one of those people that is very, very vocal with not only for minorities, but within the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. So for this to come out, it's like, ugh, it's nasty. But then as I said this to someone, and then a few people hit me, was like, oh, nope, I've heard bad things about her too. And I'm like, Ellen, though? Like... So I don't know, but even that story went quiet quick. Like, I haven't heard anything about it. You don't see nothing happening.
Because,
you think it's a farce?
Who cares?
One, who cares? Two, it's a fart. Do you know how much it takes to get to the top of your game?
Yeah.
I don't think people really fathom that this woman makes $70 to $77 million a year. Mm-hmm. Do you think she has time for your punk ass feelings? Mm-hmm. No. Because you know why? Because she has a whole squad behind her that's banking on her, going out there doing a little Ellen dance, and the DJ cutting, whatever that DJ.
Can you show
is.
me the Ellen dance again?
You know when she does that joint, and she's out there with her little,
It's uncanny.
Yeah.
So accurate.
That dude, the DJ's out there, he's smiling, and hey, Ellen, hey, how you doing, Ellen? You know why?
How you doing?
hey, like that, right? Yeah. But because you were late with the coffee because she needed to get somewhere done, and she snapped at you because she's human and she had a bad day. Now all of a sudden, it's easy to label somebody, especially that who a non-minority, is easy to point and go, oh, they're racist every time they get mad. Yeah. Oh, they did that because they're racist. They don't like me. God forbid you messed up. No. She's racist. She mentioned my braids in one day, and then I giggled, but I didn't really laugh because I was just uncomfortable. But that's a microaggression.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, really?
Is it though? Because she's helped out a lot. She's helped out a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for more to come out, man. I can't just go out on a limb for one accusation with no context, no anything, just a blanket statement of, she's a racist. Yeah, and it's a hostile work environment. Why was it hostile? Were you not doing your job? Maybe she needed to make it hostile. Like I don't know. It's too many variables. It's too many variables. At that level, she could have been working, trying to make it work, and you still out there just BS and doing whatever. And maybe you happen to be black. All right, you're going to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a boss move of, no, hold on, fam. This has nothing to do with it. Like, you're not good at your job. Like,
you suck.
Like, we have to move you out of the business. So...
People don't know that pressure. They don't know that pressure, Brandon. It's $77 million a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of bi-weekly checks those are?
I don't know.
I don't. I'm not good at math.
Yeah, I'm not good.
It's millions.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I just know it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
And then you're late, and then you give me an excuse.
Yeah.
I accepted it once. I said, okay, you do good work. But then you did it the second time.
Good work.
Then you did it the third time.
Now it's behavior.
Now we have a pattern.
Yeah, now it's behavior. That's one of those things where you address the behavior. After you address the behavior, you hope that it changes. You just monitor it, and then it doesn't change it. So now it's a behavior that you now have to address and correct, whatever that looks like.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I was up all night getting my hair done.
Okay, that sounds like a personal problem.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah, like that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah. Oh, she said that me and this other girl, we had the same braids and we looked alike, and she couldn't tell us apart. What does this other girl look like?
I was about to say, what does this other girl look like? I don't know.
You guys look alike?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I just can't care about it because all of my heroes are assholes.
But it takes it.
Every single one.
There are no nice people at the top.
Yeah.
There are no nice people at the top. Yeah. You don't get to the top by shaking hands. You get to the top.
I can't say that.
You get to the top by stepping on people.
That's true. on him.
Listen. For the majority overall, you shake a couple of hands. There are a few times that you got to crush some people to get to where you're going.
I don't believe that.
The president, The president has to kill people, right?
No, I do not. I do not.
He doesn't like it, but he has to pick up that phone.
I do not believe that. No, I do not. I don't believe that. I don't believe you have to step on anyone. I don't believe you have to step on anyone in any business to get where you need to get.
You do got to cut a couple of throats.
I don't believe that.
You do.
I don't believe that.
To get to the top, I
don't believe that.
Nice guys finish last.
No,
hold on. It's 2020. Nice people.
Yeah, I know. No, nice guys finish last.
No.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not doing
people.
I'm not doing that. Now that's crazy. What I'm saying is, you can be a nice guy and make it. I know some nice guys that make it, and they've been used and made it. Like, you don't have to do that. What happens is this business makes you think.
But he's talking about the top.
No, but even that, any business, that business makes you think that you have to do that. It makes you think that you have to step on people. It makes you think that you have to do all of these bad things just to get it to like that, because that's what's built.
Well, that's subjective. That's subjective.
It's not because you just said it. You just said no. What do you mean? He just said all the people at the top, they're all assholes. And you said, well, yeah, that's because you have to do that to get to the top.
I said all my heroes.
What, tomato?
You said all his heroes.
Tomato. Yeah. What I'm saying is
tomato.
It's a pretty big tomato. It's a whole different.
I got it. Thanks. I got it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, even with all of that, you don't have to do that. You're just conditioned to think that just because that's been the blueprint that's been set out by everyone else that's done it. You don't got to do that.
You know what it is, though? I think people at the top, I think they crush people without even realizing it.
But that's the other thing.
It's like you just walk into the refrigerator. You might step on a couple bugs.
And that's the thing. But that's the thing. It's like
those people are the bugs.
When you get to that level where you got to start making executive level decisions, like, hey, all right, we have to look at our workforce and we may have to make some cuts. Let's look at the budget. First in, last out. Last in, first out. You know how that goes.
Yeah, so and then that person that's out is going to say Brandon's an asshole because he cut me.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the context of it is important. The context of it is important, but I'm not gonna hang my hat on anything and be like, yeah, you got to shit on people. Nah, hell no. You gotta sleep at night.
You just said last in, first out.
But because that's business.
Pretty sure there's some tough decisions.
That's a tough decision
on your way to the top.
Yeah.
Y'all missing
and it's
going to
be considered crushing someone.
But what I'm saying is you have to be able to differentiate what that is, and that's not for the public opinion. That's more so just knowing business. If your company is failing, what's the first thing you do? You start to look at budgets. How can we cut? How can we save money? So what do you do? For the last people that just came in, that's the quickest people that you don't take the hit with.
It might be the first sign of real success. Having the power to crush someone.
No,
that's when it really hits you like, man, I really made it.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
It's a tough decisions. Bosses make tough decisions, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't think. I don't know.
Bosses don't make tough decisions.
You ever make an omelet?
Don't ask stupid questions.
Ever make an omelet?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why you
crushed a few eggs?
You gotta crush a few.
I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is to be able to differentiate the two of them is important. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all just being jerks.
Listen,
y'all know exactly what I'm saying.
I would like to take everybody, but we can't.
That's true. But that doesn't mean that you then start to do things.
I didn't say you purposely go out.
You did just say that.
I said purposely?
You did just say that. Your stance was, well, no, you have to do that in order to get to the top. That's what you said.
Yeah, well, you got to crush a couple of eggs to make an omelet.
So now you're standing on that.
But you don't purposely just go out and slap the coffee out somebody's hand.
You're contradicting what you're saying. You just sat here and said, no, you have to do that. Now you're saying, but you're not supposed to really. You don't have to do that. And that makes sense. Stand on it. Or do you think people should be crushed on? Yes, and if you stand on that, that's cool. If you don't, cool.
Greed is good. Gordon Gekko. Wall Street.
I hear you. What happened to Gordon?
Well, according in the sequel, he got paid again. He got released from prison. Got paid again. But how? I'm sure that road and what he lost. I'm sure that keeps him up at night. I'm certain of it. Not Gordon Gekko.
I hear you.
He sleeps on 1,000 thread Egyptian cotton sheets.
I hear you.
Soft.
I hear you.
Why does everybody talk about being kept up at night as like it's like a bad thing?
It is a bad thing. It's unhealthy. It messes up your sleep patterns. Your body breaks down things at night faster when you're sleeping. It gives your body a chance to rejuvenate. It does.
I don't know. I've been kept up at night broke. If I was rich and kept up at night,
sleep a little easier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, typically if you're up at night and you broke, you're probably up at night because you broke, and you're trying to figure out how to not be broke.
So imagine when you're rich. It's not as bad. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's worse. I think it's worse. I think it's worse. There's so many things that comes with being wealthy, between having to watch people, having to not trust people, having to have more lawyers, more litigation,
more accountants.
Yeah, it's slippery. So slippery.
All right. So when it's time to crush people, I got you guys, man.
Thank you.
Yo, who's that say? Words that never hurt me, sticks and stones may break my bones, but that's a lie.
Yeah, no, that's
because when they fire you, they don't throw a brick at you. They go, "Can we speak to you real quick?"
You have a quick second?
Yeah, no. You don't gotta go in the office.
Yeah. That's when you know it's bad when you go to. Oh no, I'll just get my workstation. No, you won't be needing that. Just leave it there. Leave it.
Yeah.
Just come on. That's when you know it's bad.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Or if they do the little knock at the door, like, do you have a second? Take 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time, fam. If you know your job never has like a 5-minute thing where it's like 5 minutes, it's over. You're getting fired.
That high pitch.
Yeah.
Can I speak to you real quick? Yeah, we're just gonna get Frank to come in here.
Yeah, but then when you try to debate him, like, yo, so is this like a warning? Like, no, this is probably about the 5th time we've had this conversation.
Yeah, man, they start making these faces.
Yeah. The moment they take a guess,
I've been fired too many times to laugh with you guys.
I've been asked to leave. I've been asked to leave.
I think everyone's been fired from jobs.
I
got fired from jobs, man. It happens.
Right. No, we don't need you to come in on Wednesday.
Yeah, you should. It happens. Like, what do you do? What can you do? I got fired for stupid shit at jobs. Stupid stuff.
I was working a second job and called out the first one to go to the second. We don't need you to come in on Wednesday. Don't worry about it.
I was on tour and tried to call in for work, and they were like, we saw you were on tour. You don't really need the money. They said it just like that. I was like, I did need the money, though. I really needed that money.
That sounds illegal.
Well, listen. Yeah, it was.
Should have sued.
Well, there's people upstairs.
Oh, yeah. All right. And that's not, like, metaphorically speaking. That's literally the people upstairs. I'm happy we had this dialogue today, man. I'm happy to see you guys.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Hopefully we can do this again.
I'm with it.
Next week.
Same bat channel?
I'm with it.
Same bat place?
Yeah, same bat place. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, obviously E's not here. She's working, taking care of stuff. But definitely, as always, subscribe. Hit the notification button. Be notified for our latest and greatest episodes. And I didn't mention this in the beginning of the episode, but I'm catching it at the end. Make sure to sign up for our Discord. Also, be kind. I can't say that enough. Be kind to people, man.
Be kind, rewind.
Yes, it's so many things happen in the world. Just be kind. It's so much easier to just be kind, and it may even make you feel good. So.
Be kind until you make it to the top, then you crush a few people.
Okay. All right. That's how we're going to end this. So great. So that said, I'm Brandon Killabh HL.
I am the regular Nas.
I am Wylson.
And we out of here. Peace.